And once again, we're live from PDAC with CEO Christian Mobius of Southern Cross Britannia. My good sir, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you.
Good to see you, Brandon.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. You've got a very nice story here. Obviously, people are talking about lithium, very much so, but what a lot of our focus is turning right now are the Chilean and Argentinian brines, which is exactly what we have here. So for an investor who hasn't heard your story before, maybe it's the first time that they've heard of you, can you give us an overview of what your company is looking into, but also why have you chosen Argentina?
Yeah. Southern Cross saw an opportunity to explore in Argentina as early as 2018. In those days, Argentina was still a very, very underexplored country with a phenomenal mineral potential, right next to Chile, which is a mining powerhouse. And yet at the time, when you crunch the numbers, you could realize that the mining industry of Argentina is just about 5% of the size of the mining industry of Chile. So we saw an opportunity there. A new government was in place that overhauled the mining framework, and so we got there early and found some really good projects.
Yeah, and speaking of really good projects, why don't we just dive right into your flagship project? What makes this one so unique, and why was it the one that you said, this is where we're going to be putting our focus on?
Yeah, our Hombre Muerto South lithium brine project is located in the best drainage basin in Argentina. That's the Hombre Muerto drainage basin. It has brines that are sitting in the lowest quartile OPEX worldwide. Yeah. And for that reason, the first player to enter the country, Livent, in 1996, who had the choice of where to set up its operation, chose the Hombre Muerto Salar for that reason.
Yeah, and I find it unique as well because if we look into a little bit of the geology on it, when you think of a salar, you think of, okay, there's a salt crust on there, you break through that, you're able to get to the brine below. But this is a unique setting, and I'd like you to go into a little bit more detail if you don't mind, because there is a bed of rock on top of there that most likely came from a volcano, which if anyone's looking at this, you need that caldera nearby to have high concentration of lithium. Can you dive into that if you don't mind?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that most people missed. It takes a school of thought that is first principles. And we thought long and hard and thought again and realized that what you're actually looking for when you're going for a lithium brine deposit is a place where you will find groundwater, large volumes of groundwater. So you're not going to find it on the top of a mountain. And secondly, a mechanism that plausibly explains that this groundwater is mineralized with lithium. And so when you look at the evolution, the tectonic evolution of the basin where we're at, you had a landscape, a paleotopography, if you will, which was subsequently infilled by erosional material, but also by volcanic ash from a nearby volcano that exploded a number of times over the last few million years. And when you put this in the right chronological order, the order of events that occurred, we suspected that where we are would have been an individual basin with its own salar in the past, and then very recently, in geologic times, 2 million years ago, the Cerro Galán volcano exploded, and through an enormous amount, really stonking amount of volcanic ash up into the air, which then rained down and left a really thick cover of volcanic ash on the ground, and that covered the pre-existing salar. And that's it.
Yeah, it's very interesting because if you look into that more as well, that's what really helps, allows that brine to really start concentrating more and more and more. And we were talking about, what are the signs that there could be lithium brine here? And obviously with...
Yeah, to form a salar is very quick. It takes about 80 years. You have precipitation in the order of 8 centimeters per year in the region where we are. and you have evaporation rates of 1 centimeter per day.
Yeah.
So do that for 80 years, and you have a salt crust.
Yeah.
That's about as fast as it goes to form a salar. Many people don't know that.
Yeah, that actually is very fast, because you'd think that process would take much longer. And what I was leading to there as well is that the other thing that you're really looking for is when you're doing metallurgical tests, you're looking for having low resistivity. That's what really starts telling you, wait a second, is this, how conductive is this brine? Can you speak about that a little bit more specifically about your product as well?
Yeah, exactly. So with our geological model in mind, which is sitting on robust pillars of previous academic investigation, we went to prove the hypothesis and acquired over 40 kilometers of geophysical surveys in August and September. And that geophysical survey, resistivity, shows that we have indeed in the underground very low resistivity, which is interpreted as rock with a porosity, and those pores filled with saline fluid brine, basically.
And for investors that are looking into this story and they're wondering, what are the next steps that you need to do to start proving this out? What are those steps, and what should people be excited about coming down the pipeline from your company?
Yeah, absolutely, Brandon. Anyone interested in participating in this tremendous opportunity can learn more by going to our website at southerncrossbritannia.com or follow our LinkedIn page. And this is a very exciting time in our company's history, because we're standing just before a drilling campaign. We found the asset, we've de-risked it, it's drill ready, and actually it's been de-risked also by the drilling results of the closest analog to this type of project, which is the Galan lithium-owned Candelas project, our neighbor to the north, and they had phenomenal drilling results, and we expect the same.
Well, thank you so much for that, Christian. You've heard it from him. You can go to the website. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at PDAC as well. Thank you.